What is up, guys? It is Coasters and Things here today, and in today's review, we will be discussing Steel Eel at SeaWorld San Antonio. This is the largest coaster in the park and is a Morgan Mega Coaster. It's not quite a hyper coaster, it's only 150 feet tall, but that's alright. This was the first Morgan coaster I ever rode, so I had not ridden any of the other major Morgan hypercoasters before this, so I didn't know what to expect. The closest thing I had ridden to this prior was probably Magnum XL 200 at Cedar Point. The difference is, this one's actually fun. It was the second roller coaster at SeaWorld San Antonio after Great White. It opened in 1999. When you drive up to the park, it stands proud. You can see this coaster for miles. When you get into the park, you go straight to get down to Steel Eel. This was the first coaster I rode at the park. The queue and station for this coaster is actually situated back in the trees. If you're visiting the park for the first time and don't know about it, you could probably easily miss it. So you walk up to the station, and in my experience riding this coaster, it was pretty much dead. I didn't have to wait more than 2 cycles for each ride. I got 3 rides on this, in front row, row 5, and second to back. I chose second to back so I wouldn't be on a wheel seat. You step into the train, and they were only running 1 train the day I was there. I don't know if they run 1 train often, but they did when I was there. You buckle your seatbelt and pull down your lap bar. And this is a really thin lap bar, by the way. It helps with getting airtime. You dispatch from the station, turn to the left, and begin your journey up the lift hill. This is a really loud lift hill, if I might add. After you make it up 150 feet, then you go down the drop. Here's the thing with the drop. This isn't that great of a drop. You don't get that floaty feeling in your stomach. Obviously, if you're towards the back, you'll feel the drop more, but it still is not as good as I thought it was going to be. The drop is honestly the worst part of the ride, in my opinion. I knew it wasn't going to be super big, but it would be better if it were steeper. Look at something like Lightning Run at Kentucky Kingdom. That is by Chance Rides, who is Morgan's successor, and that has a way better drop than Steel Eel. On Lightning Run, at least you get that dropping feeling in your stomach. Back to Steel Eel though, after the drop, you go over your first big floater hill. I was like, wow, that's really good floater. This hill is better in the front. This ride in general is definitely a front row ride. And as you head down, you can see part of what's left over of their old log flume ride, Texas Splashdown. After they removed it, they left the ending section still sitting there. So anyways, after that first big hill, you go over another one. I personally thought this one was about on par with the first one. Gave good floater. You then pop up into the MidCourse brake run, and actually, on one of my rides, I forgot which one, they apparently have a microphone or something up there, because one of the riders behind me was doing something, and the ride op yelled at them while we were going through the mid-course to stop it. You then start the second half by going through a downward helix to the right. This was the most forceful part of the ride. You really feel it through this helix. A lot of good laterals there. You then go up through another airtime hill, which leads you into the awesome ejector hills. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of these all in a row, and they are all great. These give by far the best airtime on the ride. You fly out of your seat on all 4 of these hills, and they are awesome. I had heard from others that the airtime on this ride is painful, and I feel like that was exaggerated a bit. In the front, it's not painful at all. In the back row, you do feel a little pain, but not nearly as bad as some people made it out to be, because some people made it out that the airtime kills your legs. No, it doesn't. This ride is really smooth. It is not rough either, like some people made it out to be. Don't listen to those people. These 4 hills were by far my favorite parts of the coaster. After them, you go through a little S-bend section before you glide into the brake run. Steel Eel overall is a really fun coaster. and up until this year, I would have said this is easily the best coaster in the park. It's now, in my opinion, the second best in the park behind Texas Stingray. It's one of the longest coasters in Texas, too. For its overall score, Steel Eel will receive a 7.5 out of 10. This is a really enjoyable mega coaster. As I said earlier, front row's the best. If you're riding it for the first time, ride it towards the front and you won't be disappointed. That concludes my review of Steel Eel at SeaWorld San Antonio. What do you think of Steel Eel? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know all that down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Coasters and Things signing out.